This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Interesting question here from Sarah. I say it's interesting because Arn, there's apparently at least one woman who listens to this podcast, and her name is Sarah. She wants to know, what did you think of the traditional Anderson style ring boots? I always liked them, but I know you got away from them after the Ole split.
Well, Sarah, thanks for being our one female listener. hope we're not too silly for you. We try to be serious, but you know how Conrad is. He will lead you into deep waters on the trying to be serious.
I will.
So the heat goes on him. What was the question again?
About those
Anderson boots. Yeah. It was the first time that I put on a pair of wrestling boots that actually changed me from the inside out. Going forward, any other pair of boots during the history of my career were just, okay, what color are we wearing today? What color am I wearing today? But you put on those Anderson boots, and immediately I had a vision of Gene and Ole, and what a real heel tag team was supposed to be, and the credibility and the believability. And I looked at those boots as like a badge of courage, you know, for me to be allowed to wear those by Ole and accept me as a partner on equal terms. I mean, as a young kid in this business, can you imagine that feeling? Because those were their boots. Nobody else wore those boots. 3 guys wore those boots. Well, 4. Lars, Gene, Ole, and I think Ole's kid might have had a pair that he wore just briefly, and Gene's kid had a pair that he might have worn briefly, but I don't think they ever made TV, to be honest with you. I was the 4th guy to ever wear the Anderson boots and on a regular basis and really be a Anderson that was used well, which was a blessing. But to me, it was a whole different, it wasn't just a costume. I was stepping into a legacy and into a team that was going to be talked about 50 years later. And I think that will be the case.
By the way, Arn, you're not the most sentimental guy, but you have hung on to a few things in your career, and that pair of Anderson boots, that's one that's remained. Over the years, people have come out of the woodwork, myself included, and bought some old stuff from you, including old boots, but those Anderson boots, those are still at the Lundy household, are they not?
Correct. And that's probably where they'll stay. I don't collect a lot of stuff about myself. A few jackets, some tights, a few pictures, boots, couple, 3 pair of boots I've still got, but you know, not a lot. And to be honest with you, it's crazy. If I knew that the world was going to evolve to this, I would have kept a lot more stuff only because the fans out there could enjoy them. You know, I love to, be able to provide something for somebody, and hey, you want a pair of tights, want a pair of boots, want a pair of my stuff, whatever it would be. You know, I see, how happy it makes people, and I would have just hung on to a lot more stuff. But there's some stuff around. I'll have to get up in the attic, open some boxes.
If you'd like to see those boots, though, Arn actually put a picture of them up on Twitter a while back at The Arn Show. So follow us there if you haven't already. Hit it up. It's at The Arn Show on Twitter. You can see that picture. And that's going to wrap up this week's hashtag Ask Arn Anything. James Sasser wants to know, Double A, on a previous episode, you mentioned that you would never buy a Rolex, but back in the day when Rick was limousine riding, jet flying, Rolex wearing, etc., what was the gold watch you always wore on TV?
Well, I had a Nugget. It was a Seiko, but I'd gotten it from the islands. It was from St. Thomas. And in those days, Tully had one. I'd seen him wear one first. He had a big Nugget watch. So, not being a guy that, I always tried to live below my means, not above, because I knew this wasn't going to last forever. And I didn't go buy the $1 million house, and I didn't have boats. and all that extra stuff, and I would have never bought a Rolex. And the first watch I bought of any consequence was St. Thomas, which you can get gold, which a little cheaper than you can here in the States. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Sure.
I got a nice, we were down there shopping. I was going to get something for Aaron, and I saw the watch, the Nugget Seiko, so that was the one. I had it for a long time.
Yeah, I just looked those up. I knew it was a Nugget watch, but I didn't know it was a Seiko. That's kind of cool.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.